Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. I'm Cody Proctor. Tonight, we're getting started with a look at our forecast as strong winds are expected to blow through the inland northwest tomorrow. To start us off tonight, meteorologist Michelle Boss brings us more with the very latest on that windy forecast.
Yeah, things are pretty calm out there right now. In fact, very light to calm to light winds across the region. Temperatures are in the 30s and 40s, but things are certainly going to turn more active tomorrow. And so we do have a wind advisory, which encompasses most of the inland northwest, and that's going to be in effect pretty much all day tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. The strongest winds expected around midday to mid-afternoon, but we are looking at sustained winds out of the southwest across most of the region, anywhere from 20 to 35 miles per hour. And we could see wind gusts from 40 to 55 miles per hour. So this is kind of your last chance if you still have some stuff out, some lightweight patio furniture or anything like that, your garbage can haven't brought in. Now would be a good time to do that, as those winds will start picking up tonight. But again, the strongest winds by about midday tomorrow. And we're going to add to that a little bit of wet weather as well. Things are cloudy outside right now, but we do expect rain showers across the region. And temperature-wise, looking at temperatures actually warming up overnight. Once those winds start to pick up, those areas that are down around freezing are going to see those temperatures come up. And so we're looking at above average highs tomorrow in the upper 40s to even near 50 degrees. Rain showers are possible tonight. Here's a look at when the strongest winds are expected around the middle of the day and early afternoon. But again, those highest gusts could be in the 40 to 50 mile per hour range. But a high temperature tomorrow of 50 degrees, and it'll stay mild for Sunday with a high near 50. Both mornings temperatures staying above freezing.
Michelle, thank you so much. New tonight, an elderly woman allegedly taken advantage of by a local couple, maybe one step closer to getting some, if not all, of her money back. All $165,000 of it. Prosecutors say the money's been stolen from her. KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk's been following this story for several weeks. He brings us this update tonight.
We first introduced you to Pat Hawley in October. The 85-year-old is in assisted living and was shocked to learn $165,000 was missing from her bank account. Court documents say Mark and Thais Strahl created false documents, forged checks, tricked Pat into placing them on her checking account, and withdrew cash for themselves, using some of the money at local casinos. The Strahls owned and operated a company called LifeStage, and before his death, Pat's husband hired them to make sure her bills were paid on time. The Strahls are facing criminal charges, and Pat has hired an attorney to bring a civil case against them as well to get her money back. The civil tort was filed this week in Spokane Superior Court.
They were really nice people to me until I found out they were taking my money out of the bank.
The website for LifeStage, the company owned by the Strahls, has been taken down. It's no longer online. Mark and Thais Strahl were also listed as board of directors for Greater Spokane County Meals on Wheels. Following our story in October, their names no longer appear there. The Strahls are facing a handful of charges, including theft from a vulnerable adult and forgery and identity theft. They have declined our request for an interview and are due back in court on Monday. In the studio, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
Kyle, thank you so much. More developments tonight on that large natural gas outage in the Palouse. For the past 2 days, people and businesses from Pullman to Moscow to Lewiston and more have been impacted by these outages. But there is some good news tonight. Avista started relighting natural gas in homes today. Avista's president says customers won't stay in the cold much longer. Natural gas should be restored in all homes by this Tuesday.
I'm incredibly impressed with our employees, with the response of our peer utilities.
Now, Avista wants to remind people, in order to turn your heat back on, they must go inside your home. An adult must also be there for them to enter your home. Avista urges customers to not attempt relighting their appliances on their own. And today, Avista released maps showing when people should expect to have their gas turned back on. Take a look right here. This is the map for the Lewiston area. People in the area in Area 1, that's the area shaded in blue, will see their services restored as soon as tomorrow morning. The last to see their services restored will be Area 5, which is currently estimated to be done by Tuesday morning. And in neighboring Clarkston, the first customer saw services restored this afternoon. They'll wrap up the city by Tuesday morning. To find a map of your city, go to our website, KREM.com. Well, let's go now to Nightbeat for a quick look at the day's top stories. Tonight brought in another round of election results, and here are some of the key races we're keeping track of for you right now. Let's start off with the race for mayor. Lisa Brown extended her lead over incumbent Nadine Woodward in the latest results. She's now ahead of Woodward by about 2,700 votes. That's up from about a 1,500 vote lead on election night. Lisa Brown's campaign made a statement after the latest results today saying, quote, "I'm very grateful to have been chosen by the voters to be the next mayor of Spokane. Thank you to the volunteers and everyone who believed in our vision of a better way. I'm ready and excited to get to work for the city that we love," end quote. Now, to be clear, though, these are not the final results. The election won't be certified until November 28th. Let's take a look now at that race for Spokane City Council President. Betsy Wilkerson also widened her lead over Kim Pleas. Wilkerson with 53.3% of the vote compared to Pleas with 46.39% of the vote. In the meantime, let's move on now to the two results on two major proposals here in Spokane County. Starting off with Measure 1. That measure, by the way, raises money through taxes to pay for a new downtown jail. Right now, it's still losing with 63% voting no. And finally, the results for Proposition 1, the anti-camping measure. At this hour, it looks like it is passing with 75% of the vote. But as again, with all of these races, the counting isn't over just yet, and there are still 18,000 ballots left to be counted. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, head to our website, KREM.com. Well, let's shift gears and head over to a big night in Spokane as number 11 Gonzaga kicked off their season at the Kennel earlier tonight, taking on unranked Yale. We've got KREM 2 Sports Director Travis Green joining us live in the studio tonight to bring us those highlights. Hey there, Travis.
Hey, Cody. The long wait came to an end. The Gonzaga Bulldogs taking the court for the first time for a game that counts tonight against a tough Yale team that was picked to win the Ivy League. Before the game, we got official confirmation from Gonzaga that Steele Venters is indeed out for the season with a torn ACL in his right knee. There were reports, but GU had yet to confirm until tonight. Replacing Venters in the starting lineup is freshman Dusty Stromer. He had 8 points tonight. Yale had GU gritting their teeth early. John Polidakis and Matt Noling would help Yale build a 10-point lead 5 minutes into the game. But the Zags would eventually turn things on. About the 4-minute mark, they take the lead for good. Braden Huff knocking down the triple for a 36-33 lead. 2 minutes later, Nemhard's belong in Zag unis. Ryan Nemhard knocking down a triple. He had 16 points on the night. Zags had a 47-42 lead at the break. Second half, the Zags would run away. Anton Watson with maybe the quietest double-double I've ever seen. The jam there, 11 points on just 4 shots, but the star of the opener was Braden Huff. A game-high 19 points off the bench for the freshman. The Bulldogs start exactly how they would hope, 1-0, 86-71. And with more with the Zags turnaround and Huff's big nights, I'll send it out to our Andrew Quinn.
Well, Travis, the Zags trailed by 10 points at the first media timeout, but then they were able to settle in thanks in large part to a 19-point, 9-rebound performance off the bench by redshirt freshman forward Braden Huff.
But VF's doing a nice job. I mean, I think that redshirt year last year really helped him, and he's got, he's got a lot to his game. He can score in the post, he can stretch out a little bit, and then tonight he rebounded, which was a big step. He has not been doing that, so that was a big step.
Tonight we also saw an ultra-aggressive Ryan Nemhard who put up 17 shots en route to 16 points and 7 assists while only turning the ball over 1 time while playing every minute tonight.
Definitely, I know he needs us me and Nolan to be aggressive and put some pressure, put some foul pressure on and try and get some buckets for us. And just me personally too, I think I need to be more aggressive, and I think it helps everybody when I'm trying to score the ball first. I was just comfortable playing against and with great players, so I'm starting to get used to the offense a little more, starting to talk to the coaches, watching film and stuff, so I definitely feel comfortable out there.
The Zags will now get Ryan Nemhard a little bit of rest before they take on Eastern Oregon right here at the Kennel on Tuesday night. Tip-off for that game is set for 6 p.m. For now, reporting at the McCarthy Athletic Center, Andrew Quinn, KREM 2 Sports.
Andrew and Travis, thank you so much. And of course, we'll have more sports updates coming up later in our newscast tonight, so be sure to stay with us.